Hey Samford fans, welcome into this week's edition of the Student Athlete Spotlight presented by Coca-Cola. I'm John McAfoosh, joined by junior outside hitter on the volleyball team today, Sarah Hayes Farley. Sarah Hayes, appreciate you making some time.
Thank you for having me.
Well, start by just telling us a little bit about what brought you to Samford. You're a Georgia native. Was Samford kind of always in the plans?
Yeah, so I just knew that I wanted to play sports. I wanted to go to college and play, so Samford wasn't too far away. I wanted to be close to home. My parents played at Mercer, basketball and volleyball, so I always had SoCon in the back of my head, but I loved the team, I loved the coaches, so it just seemed like a perfect fit.
Tell us a little bit about what you're studying, what you want to do beyond volleyball when you graduate from Samford.
So I'm in the nursing program here at Samford, and so long term I would love to do, like eventually get my nurse practitioner degree and work anything with babies. So.
Well, let's talk about how you've been used this year. You've been really primarily an outside hitter throughout your career, but we've started to see you kind of move into that opposite hitter role. Talk a little bit about that transition. Was that something you expected, and what has that been like?
Yeah, I'm just a player that's willing to play anything, anything that coaches need me to play. Like, I'm going to be there and I'm going to give it my best. And so I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to fill that opposite spot. And so I'm enjoying it. It's a good fit. So it's a challenge. I haven't done it since sophomore year of high school. So it's been fun to learn the role again and get used to it.
Let's talk about the season so far. I know the results aren't necessarily where you want them to be, but it's been a really, really difficult non-conference schedule. For you, I mean, how do you feel like that's prepared the team for SoCon play that starts this weekend? Yeah,
we've been talking a lot, especially this week, we're 0-0 again. But then looking back on our non-conference play, we could very easily be 10-1 depending on who we play. So the way that you look at it, would you rather play teams closer to our skill level and be 10-1 and maybe not get as much opportunity as we did, or be 1-10 but play 5-6 teams that are in the top 50 and really gain from that knowledge? So we're excited about this weekend to finally be okay, this is what we really have learned and this is how much we have grown from this preseason.
Do you personally like playing some of the big teams? You had maybe your best game of the season against LSU on Friday night. Do you have maybe a little extra motivation when you play some of the Power 5 teams?
Yeah, it's fun to just show what we're made of. We eventually want to get there and play with them at an even level, and so to be able to have those opportunities and perform the way that we have been, taking off sets off of those big teams are a huge step for us. So it's fun.
Even with the difficult schedule, obviously, the team's not necessarily used to losing this often. What has the morale and attitude of the team been over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, obviously it's not fun losing, but you have to put in perspective of maybe it's not about win and loss so much anymore. It's about how much we have gained and how many steps we've been taking. So we have been on a very huge incline since the beginning of the season to now, even if our record doesn't necessarily show that. So yes, it's no fun to lose, but then also you gotta keep in mind of how much you've gained from the circumstances.
We always hear the word sisterhood thrown around with the Samford volleyball program. What does that word mean to you?
Yeah, so sisterhood, we're a very close-knit team. Every single one of us has great chemistry on and off the court, and really our friend group outside of volleyball is each other. So when we go to class and stuff like that, we're always together. So if someone is struggling, we're all struggling together. If someone's excited, we're all in that together. And so that's sort of what the sisterhood is about. We're not just a volleyball team, we really are family. And so it's cool to see people graduate from that and still be a part of it, and then be able to bring new people in as well.
This might be a tough question, but if you had to pick maybe one or two memories that stick out in your time so far with Samford volleyball, what would be at the top of the list?
Probably one of my favorite memories is beating Arizona my freshman year. That was always fun. Top 25 team, but then also just in general traveling with the team, you get 2 or 3 days of just undevoted time to the sisterhood, and so it's just fun and really getting to be present with each other during those couple days. So
all right, Sarah Hayes, we're going to end with some rapid fire questions. We're going to do some about you and then some about your teammates.
Okay.
If you played a different sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
Okay. Did you play in high school?
No.
Okay. Were you just a volleyball athlete in high school?
Just volleyball. I stopped in middle school, but my dad was very disappointed about that.
Favorite pregame meal?
Oh, we get the calf consistently, but calf is good.
Favorite spot in Birmingham?
Favorite spot in Birmingham is probably downtown Homewood.
Okay. Anywhere specific in downtown Homewood that you like to go to?
We love Urban Cookhouse, but then also the shopping. Ooh, or the Summit. We're a big shopping team.
Okay. Favorite place you've ever traveled?
Definitely probably the Bahamas. Very pretty.
What's one place that you would love to travel that you've never been to?
Ooh, Greece, for sure.
Good choice. All right, if a theme song played every time you walked in a room, what would the song be?
Oh gosh. I'm not a big music person.
Really?
I'm not. I don't know. I just listen to what's around me, I guess. I like country though. I don't know.
All right, we're gonna move on to your teammates. Best comedian.
Lily.
Most athletic.
Kenya.
Best dancer.
Keyshock.
Most intense.
Lauren Deaton, for sure.
Who drinks the most coffee?
Emily.
Who does the best Keeler impersonation?
Andy, 100%.
For sure gonna get her on here to do that then later this year. Teammate you would take to a desert island?
I feel like Arby. Arby's very good with situations.
Okay. If you could bring back one former teammate and put them on this year's team, who would it be?
Kelsey Hobbs, all the way.
Sarah Hayes, appreciate your time. Best of luck as you guys start SoCon play this weekend.
Thank you very much.
That's junior outside hitter Sarah Hayes Farley. I'm John McAfoose. That'll do it for this edition of the Student Athlete Spotlight presented by Coca-Cola.